Hi everyone, I hope you're keeping okay. Welcome to this week's weekly update. Psalm 93, the Lord reigns. Yahweh reigns, he is robed in majesty. Yahweh is robed, he has put on strength as his belt. Yes, the world is established, it shall never be moved. Your throne is established from old, you are from everlasting. The floods have lifted up, Yahweh, the floods have lifted up their voice. The floods lift up their roaring, mightier than the thunders of many waters, mightier than the waves of the sea. Yahweh on high is mighty. Your decrees are very trustworthy. Holiness befits your house, Yahweh, forevermore. I think it's interesting using Yahweh because it's God's covenant name, so it's a reminder in the Old Testament, the way it's written, that they're talking about Yahweh as their God, as being separate from all the other nations around them, because God has given them his name. And the psalmist in this psalm paints this picture of the might and the majesty of Yahweh. And in those times, you imagine the flood or raging water, how powerful it can seem and how destructive it can seem, and how loud it is, and just how it can just seem overwhelming. The psalmist reminds us that even mightier than all of that power is Yahweh, is the Lord. So I think it's a great reminder about God's power, God's majesty, God's might, his power over creation, and his decrees or his ways or his laws or his guidance are trustworthy. So can I ask you, as I ask myself, is that how we live? Do we live in dependence on the power and might and majesty of our God? And do we trust his decrees and follow them so that we may experience him and his blessing on our lives? So go and read that. It's a short one, only 5 verses, and let that encourage you. Just a few little points from me, just some prayer points really to start with. If you could please pray continually for Malvern and the family after Roger passed away last week. Please continue to uphold them in prayer. Pray for Lorna, please pray for Dr. Lindsay, that God will be with him, and pray for John and Marion. John came home from hospital yesterday, so please pray for him and for Marion and the family, that God would be with them and strengthen them and help them through what will possibly be really tough days ahead. So please pray for them. Please pray for our search for a new pastor. We've mentioned it for the past few weeks now. We've chatted to members about it as well. It's been in the bulletin. If you have any recommendations or suggestions, either from within the current leadership or congregation at Bridge Chapel, then please let us know. But please do pray that we will be led clearly by God to the person of his choosing, his anointing and his appointing. And finally, this Sunday we're going to continue our series in Joshua, God willing, chapter 4, and we'll be having a time of communion. So we'll be doing it at the start of the service, so please bring your stuff for that, some bread and some juice, as we spend a brief time at the start of the service around the Lord's table, sharing that time together. So that's all from me. Have a great day today. God bless you. Take care.